Hey everyone, welcome back to my Zochet YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to crochet granny squares. So for this video, you will need yarn. I'm using the sage green yarn, an off-white yarn, and a blush/rustic pink color. I'll be using my scissors, once again my 5.0mm crochet hook, and my yarn needle. So let's get started. To begin, I start by making a magic circle. So I create an X on my fingers like this. I slide my hook under that first string. I go around and grab the back string and loop it up in front of that first string. I then take the long yarn and chain one. So for this part, I'm going to be doing 8 single crochets into the circle. So 1 single crochet, and then my second single crochet, and I'm going all the way to 8. 4, 5, and continue till 8. So once you complete that last stitch, you're going to pull the string tight so that it closes up the circle, and it should look like this, and you should have 8 stitches around. And then you're going to stick your hook back in order to create a slip stitch. So you're going to go into that very first stitch that you started with, yarn over and pull through both loops. And then you're going to chain one, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn. And I'm going to pull that string through and make that knot tight. And you are completed with the white yarn. So that will be the center circle of your granny square. And next we're going to move on to the pink. So for this part, you're just going to stick your hook in anywhere on the circle. I'm going to stick it into this stitch. I'm going to grab my pink yarn. I'm going to pull it through the loop. And I'm just going to knot it really tight in order to switch colors. So I pull super tight, and then I'm going to stick my hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and I'm going to chain 3. And then I'm going to yarn over and go into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I'm going to yarn over and go into that same stitch again, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. I'm going to repeat, yarn over, same stitch, pull through 2 loops, and I should have 4 loops on my hook. For this first petal, you're only going to have 4 on your hook. The rest are going to have 5, but this first one is only 4, so I'm going to pull through all of those loops. And then I'm going to start into my next stitch. We are going to be going into the one next to the stitch that we just worked in. So we're going into the next one over, yarn over, stick our hook into that next stitch, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2. Yarn over, stick our hook into that same stitch, pull through 2 loops. Once again, same stitch, pull through 2 loops, and then one more time to get 5 loops on our hook. And then we have 5 on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all of those loops. So we are going to repeat this all the way around for all 8 stitches. So again, you're going to yarn over and go into that very next stitch, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. Once again, do the same thing, pulling through both of those loops, and one last time until you have 5 loops on your chain. And you're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops, and I will meet you once you have 8 petals. So once you have completed your round, you should have 8 petals, and all you're going to do is stick your hook into that first stitch, and you're going to create just a slip stitch. So pull through both of those loops. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to cut your yarn and pull through that loop, and pull tight so that that knot is nice and secure. So next you're going to switch colors to our last color. You're going to find any gap, and it's going to be one of these big gaps you will see. You're going to pull your yarn through the loop, and you're going to just tie a knot. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then you are going to go into that loop that you stuck your yarn in, and you're going to pull through. And this time you're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you're going to be working in the same stitch. So yarn over, stick it into that same stitch you've already worked in. You're going to pull through 2 and pull through the other 2. So sticking our hook in again, pulling through the first 2 loops, and then yarning over and pulling through the next 2. And you're going to do this 3 times each. So in each stitch, in each big gap, you're going to do it 3 times. So we find our next gap, going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. And you're going to do this 2 more times into the same stitch. Okay, so you're going to find your next gap, which mine is right here. And I'm going to yarn over and start my work into that stitch. So I'm going to stick my hook into the loop, pull through the first 2, and pull through the next 2. I'm going to repeat that 2 more times, and this stitch is going to be a little bit different because we are at the corner. So that was my third one, and as you can see, it's going to be a square. So this is our first side of the square, and we're at the corner now. So in order to create that corner, we are going to chain 2 at this end. And then we're going to do 3 more double crochets into the same stitch. So 1, this is 2, and then 3. And then we will continue with 3 more double crochets into our next gap. So continue the process. So once you finish the 3 into that stitch, you're going to go into the next gap with your double crochets, do 3 into this stitch. And once you get done with your third one, we are at a corner again, so you're going to be chaining 2. And then you're going to work 3 more double crochets into that same gap. So 1, and then 2, and then our third double crochet. And then you're going to do 3 double crochet into the next gap. So once you have finished that, you're going to once again do 3 double crochet into the next gap, and this is another corner, so you're going to be chaining 2 and doing another 3 double crochet into the same stitch. So now we're going to chain 2, and then do 3 more double crochet into the same. So first, yarn over, pull through 2, and then pull through the other 2, and then one last one, and then we finished the corner. And then our last one, we are going to continue by just doing 3 more double crochet. So once you have finished your last 3 double crochet, you're going to actually continue by doing 3 more double crochet into our first gap. So this is the first gap that we started with, and we're going to do 3 more double crochet since it is a corner. We're going to finish up our square, and then our last double crochet, and then we are going to just do a slip stitch into our first little chain, and then yarn over and pull through to make 1 chain, chop our yarn, pull through, and pull that knot tight. And we have completed our granny square. All we have to do now is we can pull this hole tight by pulling our starting string, and it will close up that hole, and you can go ahead and knot that off. Now I'm going to sew in my ends, and I'll meet back up with you once I'm finished. And that is our completed granny square tutorial. You can really make these into whatever you would like. For example, I have made a seatbelt cover. I have not yet assembled it, but I assembled all of the granny squares, and I'm going to be making another one to make a complete seatbelt cover. You can make them into whatever. I've also made a baby turtle shell. It's really up to you, to whatever you would like to make with your granny squares. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to give this a like, make sure to comment and subscribe, and leave your recommendations below. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye!